Hey everybody, it's your friendly firefighter here, Mark, with Rescue My Water. And there's been some questions I've been getting lately on how to use the water. People have their machines, they're loving it, but they're really confused on how to make each individual water, even though I've got the sheet on what to use, how to use the water. So I thought I'd do a real quick demonstration on how to use each of these waters. We'll start from the top. The button here for Kangen, that's obviously your drinking water, okay?
Kangen Water, 8.5.
You have 8.5, 9.0, and 9.5. They're drinking waters. If I start someone out brand new on this stuff, generally I start them at that 8.5, and every week move them up until they get to 9.5. 9.5 is your standard drinking water all the time, and that's pretty easy to figure out, I think. Pretty basic. Right below Kangen is the clean water button. Now, clean water is an even 7.0 totally neutral water. That's for taking medications or making baby formulas and the like, anything like that, especially time-release medication, where it has to release itself somewhere specifically in the digestive tract. Say you always take a heart medication at 9 a.m. That's when you wouldn't really want to use the drinking water. You'd want to use the clean water for something like that. Okay, those are pretty basic. Then we're going to get into the other waters. Right below clean water is beauty water. Beauty water is what would be equivalent to a skin toner for women. If women use skin toners to tighten, pull the wrinkles and things out of their face, well, instead of buying the skin toner, this does the same thing. So I have this purple bottle from Magic. It's a couple of bucks. It's really inexpensive. And what we do is we just hit the beauty water. We turn it on here. Let it run through the machine. And then I just capture it in that bottle really quickly, turn it off. Okay, and now you've got your 6.0 water anywhere you want on your skin. A couple times a day, just give it a spritz on your face. It'll tighten and tone everything up on the skin. It's much less expensive than buying skin toners. And then now for the complicated, if you will, water. We talk about in our demonstrations the 11.5 high alkaline and the 2.5 strong acidic water and their uses. Well, the only button on the machine at the bottom here says strong acidic, and that's confusing for some people. So I want to make one thing clear. Anything that we're going to put in our bodies, we're going to digest, is going to come out of your top tube. Whether you have the under-the-counter model with your own faucet, there's a top and a bottom, or if you have a machine like this, down here is our bottom tube, up here's our top tube. This is anything we're going to ingest, drinking water, beauty water, any of that stuff. The other stuff out of the bottom is going to be the acidic water. Now, it's not corrosive, it's not dangerous, but it's very acidic. It's like drinking a soda or a Gatorade and things like that. You don't want to do that because it's very acidic for the body. Defeats the purpose of why we're drinking this kind of water. But because it only says strong acidic, some people are confused on how to get that and what their uses are. So let's start this out with strong acidic.
Strong acidic water.
Okay, when you do that, it's going to inject a solution. Inside here is our enhancer solution chamber. And you got some enhancer solution with your machine. This stuff's inexpensive from Magic. You buy it to replace it. But you open this up, you fill your solution tank up until you see the red line. You've got the little red ball floating. Okay, once it's full, or once it's up to there, it's full. We'll put our cap back on here, and it's very easy to slide it in, and we just throw our cover back on. Okay, the only time this solution, now this solution is salt water, it's sodium hypochlorite. Anytime that's made on the strong acidic water, it's going to be injecting that solution. Okay. Now, when it does that, that solution comes out of that drain tube. Okay, so we're not ingesting that, but it does make it. It's kind of like turbocharging your water, if you will. That's what it does. So we've got our water here, and we're going to turn it on.
Strong acidic water.
So now it's going to beep at us, telling us, "Hey, we're making water that is really strong. We want you to know that that's going on." This stuff we try to run fairly slowly, and out of the top we get high alkaline. Out of the bottom, we get 2.5 highly acidic water. Now, how are those used? Okay, Well, the 11.5 is the mainly used water, especially for my wife and I and our family. And what we do is we get bottles like this from Enagic. They're $5 a piece. They're very inexpensive, but it doesn't allow air or light to get into them. That's why they're important. And we capture that water. So we turn it on, and we've got it, and we fill this bottle up with 11.5. And then on the lid, I mark it 11.5, so I know what pH it is. It's strong alkaline water. And then what we do is we put it in a spray bottle. This is how we clean anything, okay? We clean anything in our house. Sinks, toilets, mirrors, flooring, it doesn't matter. This is what we clean. We don't buy cleaners. So we use a quick little paper towel. And if we were going to clean this surface here right in front of our machine, we just take it, spray it, just like you normally would any bathroom cleaner. Spray it, scrub it down, wipe it off. Now, that gets the stains, the grime, the dirt, the oils off. But how do you kill the bacteria? Because those other products, Clorox and all that, they kill bacteria, which is a good thing. So what do? We capture in another bottle, we capture the water that comes out of the bottom tube, 2.5. Get our bottle in there, let it fill up, label it on the top, 2.5 acidic, so we know what it is. Fill up a spray bottle, and it's black. Okay, it's a black spray bottle, it's labeled with 2.5. After we're done cleaning, it's just one of these. Okay, it's just to spray it on, let it air dry. Within 30 seconds, it will kill salmonella, hepatitis, HIV, all the major bacterial enemies, if you will. It just air dries and it cleans that stuff off. So after you've cleaned your toilet, sinks, all that, spray it on there, let it air dry, and it's totally clean. This is what my wife and I do throughout our entire home. We are a chemical-free home, love it, and recommend it to everybody. Plus, it saves us a ton of money in cleaners and things. Now, in the demonstrations, a lot of you have heard that we use this also for laundry, and it's absolutely true. We are a chemical-free family. So we have a front-loading washer, and instead of putting laundry detergent in where the detergent thing is, the little drawer that comes out, we take that 11.5. And I have several of these bottles. I keep this by the washer. And anytime we're going to do a load, you just take the cap off. Where you normally put that laundry detergent, we throw in about half of one of these. Okay, half quart. Throw that in there, shut it, let it run through its cycle. Gets all the stains, dirt, oils, odors, all that stuff out of our laundry. Doesn't fade them. We don't have to deal with chemicals that are in that wash or anything. It just completely cleans everything out. Been doing it for 2 years. Love it. Recommend it to everybody. Absolutely love doing that. It's just a fantastic way to use this machine. And again, it just saves us more money because we're not buying any of those products any longer. It's great. And the last thing I want to cover is vegetables and produce and how we do that. So we soak it in 11.5 water. Generally, we'll go to the store and we'll get our produce, whatever it's going to be. In this instance, it's just some grapes from King Supers. You just take the grapes out and you throw it in. You throw it into a bowl. Okay, this works for lettuce. Apples, it doesn't matter what the produce is. Now, larger things like apples and stuff, if you're going to dice them up, I recommend dicing them first, then soaking them in the water, simply because it just condenses it a little bit more and you're not filling up such a large bowl with them. But this is what's so fantastic about this water and how you get all those pesticides off. So, you can certainly turn this on with the strong acidic, again, 11.5 out of our top tube, fill it up, and let it sit. That's the first option. The second option, which is what Kelly and I do, and that is we obviously have several of these, and we fill them up, and they just sit down here below the sink. The reason being is as it sits in this container, the water tends to get a little bit stronger as we go. And so what we'll do is we'll pre-fill the containers, come over here with our produce, and we just fill it up. Okay? We fill it up till it's covering our produce, doesn't matter what it is, and we let that soak. It's the first thing we do when we get back from the grocery store, soak all of our produce. It makes it last longer. Okay, that's one thing it does, it makes it last longer. And secondly, it gets all those pesticides off. Those of you that have seen the tomato test and all that, now this isn't going to show that. I wish I could because I've already cleaned these grapes before, so it's already gotten the pesticides and the junk off. But we sit those for 10 minutes, let the 10 minutes go by. When it's done, usually I like to take a clear glass and pour it in there just to see the crap that's coming off. Reminds me that it's doing its job. But otherwise, just hold it, and drain it just like you normally would. Let that stuff air dry, and your produce is ready to rock and roll. It's delicious, lasts longer, it's fantastic. Again, saves you more money, you're throwing out less food. It's just really fantastic stuff that's going on here. I hope that that's cleared up a few things for some of you out there. I hope that that's made it just a little bit more clear on how to use it. It's a little bit confusing when it gets to that strong acidic and which is which. Just remember the higher pH is going to come out of the top tube. This is anything that you're going to ingest. Bottom tube is what we call the waste tube. It's just something that lets that acidic water drain out. And it's also good. One more use for it also is if you want to wash your hands, say you've been messing around with chicken, cutting chicken up or anything like that, you can certainly turn this on and wash your hands in that waste tube. It's not corrosive, it's not going to hurt you, it's just acidic, so it's going to kill the bacteria. Brings me to my last point. If you have cutting boards, same thing. If you're going to clean it, you're going to cut chicken, beef, anything that can cause bacteria, wash those off, grab your 2.5 acidic water, spray it on the cutting board, let it air dry, it'll kill all that bacteria off, make that absolutely perfect. No using bleaches or anything like that. So if you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to give me a call, 303-434-0656. You can always email me at rescuemywater@gmail.com. rescuemywater@icloud.com. Or, of course, visit the website at www.rescuemywater.com. I also have rescuemywater.org, which is the green living site, which will show you a lot more of these uses and recipes, including using the water with lemon juice and lime juice to get a nice fresh odor in the home and things. So please check those out and don't hesitate to give me a call. Thanks. Hope it cleared it up. Have a great day.